Hey guys, it's Embryo here, and today I want to talk about my main character in fighting games when it's available, S. I've been playing this character since the beginning of Central Fiction, so at this point, a good 5 years. Been through a lot with this character, and seen so many different versions of her over the years. In BBTAG, we've recently, about I guess, 4 or 5 months? Actually a little longer than that. Wow, it's been at least half a year now that we received 2.0 and all the wonderful patches that they came with and the wonderful DLC characters that came with her as well, which I'm glad to have.
Return to safety.
But S, what did she get? Well, at that point, her best buffs were 5B buff, which is a very nice speed up, and her JB being a universal overhead. I've been asking for this buff for a long time. Ever since Central Fiction, when I realized this was character specific or some weird setup you need. This needs in CF, but I'm here to talk about the tag version of this. Because in CF, she's a well-rounder based on set play. In tag, she's a well-rounder with a little more nuance and rushdown. And is she the best that she can be?
Reloading.
No. She's the best that she's ever been, but not the best of what she could be. There's actually still a lot of things she needs to not even be top tier, just for quality of life things that will make her more consistent. And she's pretty consistent now, but there are some other things that fellow S players can groan with me about on this.
Reloading.
Now, before you guys start getting excited, no, I am not going to mention the restore of Gwen's damage.
Slashing through.
Arc in this franchise has proven that they don't do takebacks. Whatever buffs and nerfs they give, yeah, they don't really take away too much, if at all. So I'm not going to mention this. However, I do have 6 other buffs that I'm going to go order from, be cool they do this, to why hasn't this been done yet? And let's start with the first one on the list. Coming in at number 6 is her Soul EX attack for fireballs. And I'm talking about both versions. Grounded and the air one. Let's talk about the grounded one, shall we? Now S without meter and without assists, mid-screen. That's really all you get.
Not yet.
Now you can do a little more if you didn't start with an overhead, but yeah, 5k, about a third of the screen core to carry, really not much. You have the EX Fireball.
Pardon me, this. Slashing through. Consider this a warning.
6.6 with the Oki setup for JC. That's pretty much the best in the game, in my humble opinion.
Reloading.
But only 6k? Using bar? That doesn't seem to be all that great. Even if you do this. Which isn't really possible.
Stop it. Bruno. Going. Slow. Ill-advised.
Yeah, okay,
Consider this a warning.
7.8, not bad. Not bad at all. But that's really the only utility it has. And a block string. It doesn't really do to it. There's a gap here, which as you see on the counter hit. And of course you do a reversal action, means
You're open.
out.
Recovering.
And if you somehow allow the EX to come out,
Fire.
and if you allow the EX to come out,
Bruno.
she's negative. There's a gap in between, and she's negative, and she's paying a bar for it. What's the point? Even mid-screen, this for some buttons, hey, I barely got to punish that.
Fire. Reloading.
But in most situations, I'm like out here, and Narukami can just do his 5A and bye-bye S. So for the grounded version, I would like to either this be gapless or a little more even on block, not negative. When it comes to her air one, well, her air one, it's great for utility reasons, like her other EX, where you know it's practically instant recovery and you can air dash out of it. You do that with the other one, but it's a little tighter as well. Plus, I can TK it and take out any anti-airs. But the main point of this was to convert solo after you hit the instant overhead. Let me show you the difference between S using an assist for instant overhead versus doing it solo.
How was that? You're no fire. How about this? How about this? Consider this a warning.
7.2. 3 loops. That's very nice. Got conked on the head. Now, what about solo?
Shooter Bruno. How about this? Shooter Bruno.
See, you can't even get 2 loops in, so if you just you can do the mental math real quick, just doing the regular knockdown for it, and it's already
Reloading.
2k less, and I spend a bar. Sure, I'm keeping it burst safe, but the proration on both of these things, on the air one, just not great. So for the grounded one, either make it faster than make it gapless, or be somewhat less, or at least even. Now the air one, fix the proration so we can actually, risk doing this, because one of the nerfs to this was if it's blocked, you're screwed. You're stuck here. You can't cancel if this is blocked. So just give S that. So that way it's a little more, more worth it doing it solo. The next one I want to talk about is with hide on the field. Because in 5th place before it comes to buffs is her JC. I want a change to her JC. Now I'm sure a lot of you are asking, what could I possibly want
Not yet.
to change about JC? This is a belligerent button. And yes, I've been very belligerent with this button before. But reason why I have hideout here is because a buff he received his JC, S is looking at it and is like, why did I get that? And that's on counter hit when they're jumping in the air. Because when high does it, you get the full tech time if you get the counter hit. When S does it,
All you got.
let me get rid of Guardian here. When S does it, yeah, he's immediately teching. I can't tell you how many times I've caught someone way up in the air, I had to land, and then chased after them.
Not yet.
Can't tell you how many times I've hit this up here, and then have to chase after them. It's been very inconsistent, and getting any kind of combo like that leads to nothing. I mean, you want to call your assist to extend, but then you subject to burst, and yeah, it's not really worth it. Now the caveat is, if she just gets crest only, then she gets the full tech time. But there's only one character in this entire roster I purposely do that with. So, for 5th place of buffs, please, JC, counter hit. On all hits, keep the stun for a counter hit state, so that way we can get something decent off of it. Because the only way to do that is on the crest only, and if you get hit by that, you just ran into it more or less. 4th place of
Reloading.
buffs. And this is something that a lot of S players and a lot of top players can attest to, that S's pressure, not that great really. What's one of the reasons for that? Well, she only has 2 normals that are jump cancelable on block. Only 2.
Slow. Ill-advised.
And their ranges is not very great. And trust me, I'll be getting to this later.
Ill-advised.
But let's take a look at someone like Narukami. Now, one of the best characters in the game. Let's count how many he's got. 1, 2,
Trivial.
3,
Trivial.
4. He's got 4 of them.
Trivial.
Let's not forget my partner, who's
I'll
got like
handle that.
6 of them. Something like some ludicrous amount
Do not waste my time.
jump cancelable normals.
Return to safety.
And yet S only has 2.
Reloading.
It's just, why? Especially, in CF, the second hit of that was her 2D, and that was jump cancelable on block. And as you can hear, I'm probably jamming on my stick, trying to jump, and it's not happening. So, what normals would I want? I want 2 normals to be jump cancelable. 2 extra normals. One being this, just to restore some,
Reloading.
continuity between the 2 games. And either 5A or 5AA.
Another.
I don't care which one you want. What Arxis gives me, please give me one of these. So that way, I can apply some pressure and disengage if need be. Because as it stands,
Slow.
I'm too receptive to push blocks once I start committing to this block string. Because she has a lot of recovery, and when you only have 2 normals, which ranges are not that great, it's not a reliable pressure game that she's got. If she just gets 2 more, one of them being situational, but at least if one of these 2 buttons get it,
Another.
her pressure game could be a lot more scary. Could be scarier. My bad.
Reloading.
So now we're getting into the territory of quality of life. Because, oh my god, S's DP punishes, or just punishes in general. She's got some really nice stuff, especially in the corner. Matter of fact, here's what a punish looks like when I'm using it against Narukami.
Eric, you dropped your guard. Weak. You're in our fire. How about this?
Not yet.
Consider this a warning.
Pretty consistent, nice and loopy. Gotta love it. Let's now see what happens when I do it against Hyde.
Got you. Executing. Ill-advised. You're in our fire. Consider
Uh-oh.
this a warning.
What happened? Why didn't the crest of the 5B after my 2B not hit?
Consider this a warning.
And this isn't just Hyde. This is like most of the Under Night characters and some other
Come
characters
on, get over here.
outside of that. But the main culprits are the Under Night characters. I mean, it's a simple fix. Either, once again, because this is the first time 5B has had a hitbox issue, which they a few patches ago they increased the hitbox to be in a little
Come on,
further.
get over here.
Reloading.
But it's obviously not enough. When the crest the crest hurt hitbox completely misses, and my combo's ruined. Matter of fact, in that situation, combo drop,
Reloading.
I'm in the middle of a long fireball
Come
scene,
on, get over here.
and I get punished for trying to punish. And anything else you can do to try to mitigate that, it's just not worth it. Just you take what you can and roll with it. So either
Come on, get over here.
increase the hitbox on that crest on our 5B to be more inward, or adjust all the Under Night characters to have more hurt boxes that's more in line with everybody else. Alright, number 2 on this list. Second place, which a lot of S players are going to probably have some nightmares about this, because this has happened so often. But just watch the scenario.
Reloading. Enhanced movement.
Not yet.
Oh, hold on. What?
Easy.
Not yet.
Yeah. SSDP, the first part hit, and the second part completely missed. I can't tell you how infuriating that is when you make the right call, and the DP follow-up doesn't even connect. And since it recovers so much,
Reloading.
you get I get DP punished. And I lose half my health, if not lose the character. And it's not just in that position too. I've had incidents where they're out here applying pressure. I hit DP, the first part hits, and the second part goes right over their heads. And gives even a better position for them to punish me. It's really... This is the reason why this DP is considered one of the worst ones in the game.
Yet.
It's got some startup to it, so it's baitable by simple OSing and holding back. And it's inconsistent.
Reloading.
So a quick fix, either expand the hitbox to cover everything in that area so we don't get that, or add some kind of vacuum effect so when it gets hit, they just get sucked in and it guarantees they will hit. That's the only ideas I can come up with. But
Reloading.
do something, because I can't tell you how many times I've pressed this button, but only half of it to hit. And it's usually the first half, and I die because I made the right call, but it wasn't really the right call. Before I go on to the most wanted buff I want on S, I want to mention some honorable mentions. And the first one I want to mention, be a little controversial, and it's a change to one of her assists. Oh, which one?
Stand aside.
Well, I said before, guys, assists don't like going back, so it's not going to be a 6P.
Not yet.
Besides, this is good as is. Nice screen control by itself.
If you would.
And this is fine as it is.
Not yet.
So yes, the change I want is to her 6P. Sorry, her 4P. I want, if they make a change to this,
If you would.
I want to be complaining. But to what? I hear you ask. Because everyone's probably screaming that this is a good move. And it is. This is why it's an honorable mention. If they make this change, I won't complain about it. But to show you which one I want, I have to go to Essential Fiction. So, give me a minute. So here we are in CF. And what normal I want her 4P to be replaced with? Her 6B. This button right here. Her true anti-air in this game. This thing hits so high. I've gotten people literally way up here in the sky with this button. And you give her the Ruby 4P treatment where it's got head involved and it's very quick with a lot of tech time. You got a solid 4P. Yeah, maybe one hit, but when it comes to utility and defense-wise, you won't see me complaining that this is replacing the current one. Another honorable mention I wouldn't mind them giving her is the toe taps, also known as Tristan, which the final hit's just her burst animation. Giving her this wouldn't be such a bad thing. As well knock down a little extra damage and some utility. She can air dash out of it in this game. So we can just do that and make the input J2B like it is in this game. That'd be kind of cool. And the last thing I wouldn't mind her having, let's give her another EX. Input 22C and her install. Now it's a one-time install that enhances all her specs. Which, doing it this way could restore some of Gawain's form of glory when it comes to damage output. And could get some extensions with enhanced wardrobe. It's just some honorable mentions, one of mine either or. But with that being said, Let's get to number 1, shall we? Alright, here we are back in tag, and the
Reloading.
number 1 must-needed buff that should have been done not yesterday, not 6 months ago, not a year ago, from the very beginning of this game. Of all the normals that they took from CFS and gave to tag version and just did a copy and paste of the frame data, this was the last one they needed to do that with.
Slow.
Her 2B. This button,
Weak.
in my opinion, is one of the worst ones in this game.
Ill-advised.
And what's so great? What's so bad about it? Look at that vertical range.
Slow.
Yeah, it's nice.
Ill-advised.
It would be nicer if the hit involved for the actual NTR frames came out at less than 10 frames. Yes, it takes full
Ill-advised.
10 frames for this thing to
Weak.
actually become an NTR.
Slow.
So trying to NTR with this thing, you really gotta pick and choose.
Weak.
And even picking and choosing is very
Slow.
hard to do because I've been hit out of this
Slow.
so often. And no retort saying this is an anti-air, because once this is so easily safe jump. And this is death if it's blocked. Another problem this thing has. So as I said, it was one of her 2 jump cancelable normals right now. Oh, and you gotta commit to a string to get it.
Ill-advised.
Okay, I can do that when I'm in their face.
Slow.
What about if I'm a little further away?
Ill-advised.
Oops. This thing has no vertical range at all.
Slow.
And I'm not even asking for a lot of... Sorry, no vertical. It doesn't have any horizontal range. This thing has no horizontal range at all. This thing needs just an overhaul of its frame data
Weak.
and a slight tweak to its hitbox going sideways. Because as it stands,
Slow.
like I said before, if this gets push block and I end up doing this when they push block,
Slow.
that's a lot of recovery. I'm dead.
Ill-advised.
No anti-air frames.
Slow. Ill-advised.
I get knocked out of it so often. It's almost
Reloading.
impossible to get that. And let's not get carried away. My 2
aside.
partners is with us is Yumi and Kuragane, whose anti-airs aren't that great range-wise, but at least I can count on them having the hit invul frames when I need them.
On
Her?
my way. Ill-advised. Ill-advised.
I get smacked
Slow.
out of this so often,
Weak.
and once again,
Slow.
barely has any range. When you try to poke out with this big sword,
Slow.
yeah, you're just
Come on!
your only real options are like
Stop it.
here, and
Nice try!
How about
there's no advantage anymore without spending resources. So 2B needs an absolute overhaul, and it needed to happen when this game first came out. This was her pseudo anti-air, not her real
Slow.
anti-air. A lot of people get that confused. Her 6B was her real anti-air, but a lot of people call that her 2C, which that got translated into tag as her 2B.
Weak.
That was a mistake. If this had to be the normal, which is great for strings when you're up and close, because when her 2 jump cancelable stuff,
Slow.
but the range on it and when the anti-air frames, those did not need a direct translation. That needed to be tweaked to be much better than they are. So, Arxis, if you're listening, of all the other buffs I've mentioned, if you ignore all those and I had to pick one, fix this.
Ill-advised.
This needs to be
Weak.
fixed. Hands down,
Ill-advised.
fix this.
Weak!
So to recap, now, like I said, S is not a bad character. She's a very honest character, which in tag could be seen as a bad thing, but she does what I like. However, there's still a lot of fixes. Her EX moves, those soul ones, need tweaking. Between this needing to have either a tighter string or be a little more even on block. And fix the proration of the air one so we can get some damage and combos off of it, because as it stands, not great. JC, please make a counter hit stay regardless of when this hits. For the same reasons. Give her more jump cancelable normals. either make that or this and give this back.
Nice try.
5B in the corner. Either extend the hitbox of the crest to be more inwards, like it's all characters,
Nice try.
or fix the End of Night characters' her boxes to be more inclusive with the rest of the cast.
Reloading.
So they have a box on their head, one on their body, one on their limbs. Not just one rectangular that you have to mess with. Fix the DP. So this either has a bigger hitbox or a vacuum effect, so we're not hitting it first, hit, and then dying because we missed the second.
Reloading.
And for the love of God, Arc System works.
Ill-advised.
Overhaul
Ill-advised.
this. More anti-air frames, more vertical frames, and if you're being really generous, recover
Ill-advised.
faster.
Slow.
So if we do whiff, we're not
Ill-advised.
dead on the arrival. But that's it, guys. So, give me your guys' thoughts. Am I asking too much? What buffs would you want her to have?
Reloading.
And no, she doesn't need any nerfs. She needs more buffs. No nerfs needed here. Let me know what you guys want in the think in the comment section. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe for future content. I will be bringing out more stuff. I've got ideas now, so let me know. See ya.